All right, hey guys, Charles Ruderman back. I've got a quick video for you about how to literally track your numbers. It's all in the Blitz Planner. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I didn't create this thing haphazardly. What do I think should be done? So I follow a man named Mark Davenport who's helped 154 people become cash millionaires. He's all about tracking your numbers. It's something that I'm learning to do a lot better. And if you get to be invited onto a Mark Davenport accountability call, he's going to ask you to track your numbers. And here's the numbers he's going to have you track. It's real simple. He's going to want you to call out your IBAs, income bringing activities. He's going to want you to call out your conversions. That's how many people your income bringing activities produces into new distributors. Conversions. How many IBAs convert. Open line qualifying volume. So that means volume that's not underneath another person at the same rank as you. So if you're a diamond and you have a diamond underneath you, you would only report the volumes in your other two legs where there's no diamond. Open line, qualifying volume. And then PBRs, how many PBRs you do, right? Per day or per week or whatever. And then launches, how many launches you do. And then the next one is customers. Obviously, we got to track customers. And then ILA convention registrations. And the only thing that next question is, well, what's an income bringing activity? Well, luckily, I put that in here on every single page of the planner. It's right here. Income bringing activities. It's on every page. Look, watch this. I'll flip to another random page. Oh, it's right there. Another random page. It's in every page of the planner. So you always know what your income bringing activities are. What's an income bringing activity? It's a 3-way call. It's a 2-on-1. It's a PBR. It's a DFY. And it's a webinar presentation. So that's our income bringing activities. Now we still got to peak people, prospecting, adding people to the list, filling the pipeline. But those things lead us to income bringing activities. Income bringing activities. That's what we want to be tracking. And so if we want to know what numbers to track, well, it's real simple. Someday, if you track your numbers properly, you're going to build a big team and you're going to be able to invited onto one of the accountability calls with Mark Davenport. And these are the numbers he's going to be having you track. And it's going to be easy for you. It's going to be convenient because you're already tracking them. It's going to be normal for you because you got into the habit of tracking your numbers in the Blitz Planner. And you don't have to decide or figure out which numbers should I be tracking. It's all right there. So I was talking to a leader and he's like, we're going to do an accountability call. Well, I'm trying to figure out which numbers to track. And it's like, it's right here. It's all here. And so we have this. And then guess what you do every single day at the bottom? You track your total income bringing activities for the day and how many exposures that produces. Because you might have one income bringing activity, which is a PBR, but it might have 20 guests, which is 20 exposures. And that's a much more efficient business than someone who has 5 IBAs, income bringing activities for the day, and only 5 exposures. That means you're working hard and creating less results. But you're working smarter with 1 IBA, creating 20 exposures. So we can also track our efficiency. And then what we do is every single week, we set our goal number for IBAs. If you're full-time, it's 40 IBAs. This is straight out of Mark Davenport's book. It's the way David Nieves does it. It's the way James Bradford and Brandon Stevens do it. It's the way all the Inner Circle do it. All the Colored Diamonds do it. So we don't have to make up our own idea. We just follow along, right? And we just set a goal for the week, and we have our total number by the end of the week. Result. And that's the number you're going to be reporting on Mark Davenport's call anyway. But if you're not doing these things, you're not going to end up getting to a level where you ever get to be on a call like that to get mentored by him. But if you are, it's going to be such a habit. It's going to be normal, right? These are the most important numbers to track, right? Why would a double red diamond who has all of Europe in one leg and all of Team Fusion in the other leg want us to track any other numbers? He doesn't. To him, these are the most important numbers to track. We're in the same business as him, so it makes sense to me. I'll just track these numbers too. If he says these are the ones, these are the ones. So if you're going to do an accountability call with your team, that's awesome, and that can get them going. I would just use a Blitz Planner. That's what you should be using anyway. You use the planner, track it, write it down into the day, tally it up at the end of the week, and you're going to end up realizing, the team is going to end up realizing that they don't even need to do an accountability call. They just have to track their numbers and set their goals. But I think an accountability call really is good, especially we're getting people into it, holding people accountable. There's something about reporting your numbers verbally out loud in front of another group of people that really holds us accountable, besides just tracking it ourselves. But I think people are looking at this and they're not using it, even though I've made multiple videos about, hey, track your numbers, just use the planner, track your numbers. And so, but we can actually use the planner to track our numbers, and it will build our business for us. If you have 40 income bringing activities, you're going to have your business building, and you'll have people signing up as distributors, converting. You're going to be having volume. You should be tracking. I also put in here, if you didn't know, we put in here a daily rep volume tracker. So you can track your open line QV in your 3 legs. And you get someone promoted to your same level, then you would have zeros there until he goes open again from you get your promotion. Right? So you're tracking your open line volumes. So that makes it easy to track and report. You just add it up, for the week, all the volume there, add it up. That's your total open line QV, right? How many PBRs you do, that's easy, right? And PBRs is one of the parts of IBAs, but you're reporting separate. You're reporting the total IBAs, which includes PBRs, but then we want to know how many PBRs specifically out of those IBAs were PBRs. That's a big number. We want to track how many PBRs. And then obviously how many launches, right? Launching is not an IBA. Launching helps us get to where we can have more IBAs. Launches allows us to taproot and create more presentations, which are IBAs. Sending out mobile app and stuff like this, creating more exposures, getting 2-on-1 presentations, getting more PBRs, getting people to the DFY, and getting people on the webinar, creating IBAs. So launches creates IBAs. We got to track how many people we're launching, right? How many customers you're getting, we got to track that. And how many ILA registrations we're tracking. And you get onto a Mark Davenport leadership accountability call, and he's going to ask you for these numbers in this order. And it's easy. So we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just literally using the planner. I created this all specifically with all of that in mind. Right? I created this with all that in mind. I've been on one of the accountability calls with Mark Davenport. We're tracking these numbers. So if we're going to make a planner, we're not going to reinvent the wheel here. We're just going to track the numbers Mark Davenport wants us tracking. And anyone can get started with this, right? So it's just a real simple program. I already made another video on the rep nurture, how to nurture your reps and check off the boxes, right? And the one quick tip, one of the best ways to get your number of IBAs up, well, let's go back. What's an IBA? It's a 3-way call. It's a 2-on-1, a PBR, a DFY, or a webinar presentation. Well, one of the best ways to get massive IBAs is 3-way calls. 3-way calls. And so we just want to track total IBAs. We want to get the number of 3-way calls up. You can do 5 3-way calls in one day. Bang, you just recruited 4 or 5 people because everybody joins. Get them on peaking, prospecting, get them the information, get them on a 3-way call. They're in. And so 3-way calls, that's the name of the game for producing results. And so we're tracking all of that within IBAs. But PBRs are what's going to produce the most exposures. PBRs produce all the exposures. So we want to know how many PBRs we're doing per week in specifically. But you can really get up to 40 IBAs real quick if you start doubling and tripling the amount of 3-way calls you do. And there's only so many 1-hour presentations you can do, right? There's only so many launches you can do in a day. That's why our team has a group launch call to get everyone launched. Now, if you get 4 people onto the group launch call, you might not even have had to do the launch call yourself. You had another leader you've leveraged, but those 4 people got launched, and that's 4 launches. But you can't check it off until you've done the follow-up and the power hour with them to say you've really launched them. You can't just get them on a call and hope they go build their business. That's just being negligent, right? You want to support them, and it's like the Navy SEALs call it a swim buddy, right? So you can get them on the launch call. That saves you a bunch of time. That's 4 launches, but you got to complete the process with those 4, help them really move their business forward, get the customers in, get the mobile app, get the invites sent out. So you don't need to have any ideas anymore. Make up your own ideas and be creative. It's all here. Its system is literally done for you. It's all done for you. It's so simple. And if you're doing an accountability call, have your team use the planners, track it in the planners, report the numbers from the numbers they're tracking in their planner. You're doing it too. You're leading the accountability call. So you're tracking the numbers in your planner, leading by example, being accountable, leading you to what you want them doing. So you're doing it in the planner and you're tracking it. And you get everyone using the planners and everybody gets rich. Just get everyone actually using the planners, not just buying it to look at it. It's fun. Like, use the planner the way it's meant to be used and we're all going to get rich. I'll see you guys soon.